Ricky Gervais walked onto the Golden Globes stage in January 2020 carrying a beer and wearing the confidence of someone who had nothing left to prove. The room was filled with Hollywood's biggest stars, studio executives, and award winners. Everyone expected sharp jokes. What they didn't expect was a monologue that would become one of the most talked-about moments in award show history. By the time he finished speaking, many celebrities were no longer laughing. Some stared at the floor. Others forced uneasy smiles. Years later, people would revisit that speech and wonder whether Gervais had simply been telling jokes, or whether he had been pointing at uncomfortable truths the entertainment industry didn't want to discuss. But that's only the beginning of the story. Ricky Gervais was no stranger to controversy. Before 2020, he had already hosted the Golden Globes 4 times, earning a reputation for roasting Hollywood's biggest names without hesitation. Every appearance pushed the boundaries a little further. Every year, he tested how much discomfort the room could tolerate. Yet his 5th time on that stage felt different from the moment he opened the show. Holding a drink in one hand, he joked that he simply didn't care anymore. The audience laughed, believing it was another setup. Then the tone shifted. He moved from celebrity jokes to criticism of powerful corporations and the entertainment industry itself. He referenced the college admissions scandal involving actress Felicity Huffman, mocked streaming giants, and challenged celebrities over the companies they proudly represented. The laughter gradually faded as each joke landed with more force than the last. The atmosphere inside the ballroom changed. But then Gervais mentioned Jeffrey Epstein, and suddenly the room became noticeably quieter. Why did that single topic make everyone so uncomfortable? At the time, Epstein had died only months earlier while awaiting trial on federal sex trafficking charges. His connections to wealthy and influential figures had already become a major public story. Gervais joked that many people in the room had known Epstein or flown on his private plane. Whether people viewed it as comedy or social commentary, the reaction was impossible to ignore. Cameras captured celebrities with expressions ranging from awkward smiles to visible discomfort. It became one of the defining moments of the evening and quickly spread across social media, where millions debated whether Gervais had crossed a line or simply said what others were unwilling to say. The controversy didn't end when the ceremony was over. Clips of the monologue continued circulating for years. Gervais later explained that he wasn't performing for the celebrities sitting in front of him. He said his audience was the millions of viewers watching at home. Drawing on the tradition of British comedy, he described comedians as modern court jesters, people whose job is to poke fun at those in power, regardless of whether the powerful enjoy hearing it. His comments sparked an ongoing debate about comedy, free speech, and whether entertainers should challenge influential institutions. But while Gervais continued making films, stand-up specials, and television appearances, someone else in the entertainment world was facing a very different journey. And that's where this story takes another unexpected turn. For decades, Wendy Williams built her career on discussing celebrity gossip and entertainment news with a level of bluntness few television hosts were willing to match. Long before social media dominated celebrity coverage, Williams became known for speaking openly about rumors, scandals, and controversial figures in music and Hollywood. Her outspoken style earned loyal fans, but it also created powerful critics. Throughout her career, she often said that speaking honestly came with consequences. Whether people agreed with her opinions or not, few questioned her willingness to say what many others avoided. Williams first gained national attention as a radio personality during the 1990s before launching The Wendy Williams Show in 2008. For 14 seasons, the program became one of daytime television's biggest successes. She interviewed celebrities, covered entertainment headlines, and delivered her signature Hot Topics segment that millions watched daily. Yet behind the scenes, her personal health and professional life gradually became more complicated. The challenges that followed would eventually become one of the most discussed legal and medical stories involving a television personality. But how did one of daytime TV's most recognizable voices suddenly disappear from the spotlight? Around the same period that public criticism grew surrounding other major television personalities, Williams faced serious health issues that affected both her career and her daily life. In 2022, Concerns about her ability to manage her financial affairs led to a court-appointed guardianship. Since then, legal proceedings surrounding her condition have attracted widespread attention. Medical evaluations, public statements, and court filings have not always agreed, leading to ongoing disputes over her diagnosis and future. Williams herself has publicly said she wants greater independence, while court proceedings continue to address those questions. The case remains active, meaning many of its central issues have yet to receive final legal resolution. Her situation has sparked broader conversations about guardianships, personal autonomy, and how courts balance protecting vulnerable individuals with respecting their independence. Documentaries, interviews, and public demonstrations have all kept the case in the headlines. Supporters have called for greater transparency, while legal representatives involved in the proceedings have defended the actions taken under court supervision. Regardless of where people stand, one fact is clear. Wendy Williams' story is no longer just about celebrity gossip. It has become part of a much larger discussion about health, legal rights, and public accountability. But while these events unfolded, another famous television personality found herself facing a completely different controversy. For years, Ellen DeGeneres built one of television's most recognizable brands around kindness and positivity. Her daytime talk show became known for celebrity interviews, generous giveaways, and the simple message to be kind to one another. That image remained remarkably successful for nearly 2 decades. However, in 2020, multiple media reports published allegations from former employees describing a workplace culture that differed sharply from the public image associated with the show. The reports led to an internal investigation by Warner Media, changes among senior producers, and widespread public discussion about leadership and workplace culture. DeGeneres later addressed the controversy publicly, acknowledging that problems had occurred on the show and saying changes would be made. Despite those efforts, she announced that the program would end, with its final episode airing in 2022. Since then, she has largely stepped away from daily television, and reports have noted that she has spent significant time living in the United Kingdom. She has also spoken publicly about feeling that some of the criticism directed toward her became disproportionate, while former employees have continued sharing their own experiences. The debate surrounding her legacy remains divided, with supporters and critics reaching very different conclusions. Looking back, these stories reveal how quickly public perception can change. Ricky Gervais challenged Hollywood's most influential figures from an awards stage. Wendy Williams became the focus of an ongoing legal and medical battle after years spent covering celebrity controversies herself. Ellen DeGeneres watched one of television's strongest public brands come under intense scrutiny following workplace allegations. Although these stories are very different, they each highlight how fame, influence, and accountability often collide in unexpected ways. Today, conversations about celebrity culture continue to evolve. Public records, court filings, investigative reporting, and social media have all changed how audiences evaluate powerful public figures. At the same time, it remains important to distinguish between verified facts, ongoing legal disputes, and allegations that have not been proven. As more information becomes publicly available over time, public opinion often changes alongside it. Whether Ricky Gervais' 2020 monologue is remembered primarily as fearless comedy or sharp social commentary will likely remain a matter of personal opinion. What is undeniable is that, years later, people are still talking about it and still asking what it revealed about Hollywood, celebrity culture, and the people at the center of it.